The two most iconic, two-legged, reptile-looking characters of the past 100 years have got to be the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Tyrant Lizard, and Godzilla, King of the Monsters. One is a real creature, the other's a god. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and the long history of Godzilla films over the decades have established these beasts as prominent figures in film, and have affected the way we view Earth's fantastic creatures, both ancient and current. With the next Godzilla film set to start releasing more and more information and Fallen Kingdom coming out right around the corner, we wanted to give you residents a special treat to help build the hypiest hype of all hyping freaking time. For the time leading up to the release of Fallen Kingdom, we are going to use some of your favorite dinosaurs from the Jurassic series and compare them with the G-Man himself. And what better dinosaur to kick this series off than a T-Rex, more specifically big ol' Mama Roberta. So sit back and let's get to it. The T-Rex, the most famous dinosaur to ever be discovered. But did you ever wonder why this is the dinosaur that everyone thinks of when a mention of these ancient beasts comes up? There are more than a few reasons why people love the Rex, but what really brings people in is this animal's thirst for meat and its large size. So how big is a Rex? Well, none of us have ever seen one in real life, but here are the estimates of what we believe. The Rex was about 15 to 17 feet tall, or around 5 meters. 40 feet long, 12 meters for all you non-Americans, and had a mass of 10 tons. That's 20,000 pounds. The skull alone of the T-Rex was 5 feet, or 1.5 meters in length, which is almost the size of an average human. In this skull there is a mouth full of 1 foot long banana-like teeth that were designed to crunch and rip flesh off its prey. Compared to the animals of Earth at this current moment, these are some truly enormous statistics. But how do they stack up against a god? Cue MonsterVerse Godzilla stats. 350 feet or 108 meters tall, 547 feet or 167 meters from the tip of his snout to the end of his tail, and has a mass of 90,000 tons. Now, in my last video talking about this Godzilla's size, there was kind of an issue with this whole 90,000 tons thing. It doesn't really make sense, that is a ridiculously heavy amount, but hey, that's what the creators of this Godzilla put, so that's what we're gonna go with. The mighty T-Rex doesn't look so threatening anymore, does it? Although Godzilla is vast amounts larger than a Rex in every way. If you compare the teeth of both these creatures, Godzilla's teeth are only 3 times larger than a Rex's, coming in at just over 1 meter in length. An interesting point to bring up is both of these creatures' feet. Both have famous scenes within their franchises that showcase the power and weight that comes down with every footstep. To put things into perspective, a Tyrannosaurus foot is around 1 meter in length, bigger than any creature walking on Earth right now. However, Godzilla's foot is something that our natural world will probably never see. 18 meters or 54 feet long. 18 times larger than a Rex. So let's get to the answer to all of this. How much larger is Godzilla than a Rex? By doing some math, we came up with these numbers. Regarding height, Godzilla is 23 times taller than a Rex, nearly 14 times longer, and 9,000 times more heavy. In short, you would need an army of Rexes to match the sheer volume of space that Godzilla amounts to. A T-Rex would not even come up to Godzilla's ankle. To give you a visualization of what a Rex would be like to the G-Man, the next time you see a small yard bird, compare it to yourself. The difference between you and that little bird is much like the difference between a Rex and Godzilla. Now, I already know some of you are saying, but Godzilla isn't real! First off, do you have proof? All jokes aside, Godzilla isn't real, but this doesn't mean we can't have a little fun with the two most badass monsters in cinema history. If you like this video and you want to see this series continue on, make sure and share this with a friend or maybe even all of your friends. Whatever works for you. DangerVille is actively searching for more residents. Before I go, I want to thank you all for making DangerVille such a badass place. If you want to become a more dedicated resident, make sure to check out our Facebook and Twitter pages, where we post interesting news and updates, and more stuff regarding monsters and dinosaurs. Link to that is in the description. Also, a huge shout out to the Music Road Company for providing some of the music heard in this video. They are a local band in my area and some great people. If you want to check out some of their jams, I will leave links in the description to them as well. This has been Jacob. Peace out, residents. See you next time in DangerVille.